Why don't you get on for a ride? We have 9 mins before the morning loop begins.
You only need 2 minutes, Tide. True story.
Hey, if Warren Buffett's secret to longevity is soda, sleep, and McDonald's, then maybe we've been biohacking it all wrong. I got a secret. We're revealing it today, this morning on Mornings in Alive with Keith and Friends. We're getting going right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up,
building muscle improves blood flow
from squirty to squirrely.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
regret doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Welcome back, baby. Hey, I'm your host, I'm Keith Bills, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Yes. Oh, yes. Your daily accountability partner. Your real talk wake-up call in your live morning routine live stream built to help you guys get your ass out of mother. Ben. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see the R rating at the beginning there? It's an R-rated experience. Today's morning loop kicks off with a bang, baby, a bang. Are you waking up with a bang? Today we're diving into the MRI machine dangers nobody's talking about. Yes, big MRI news last week in the media, and I want to talk about it today, not to make jokes about it, but to educate you guys on what happens when you go into the old MRI laboratory. Then we're going to shift gears for a full billionaire longevity breakdown. Guys. Oh man, I cannot wait to share this one with you guys. Like, I cannot wait to share it. Warren Buffett, 93 years old. He is the ultimate longevity expert. I can't wait to chew on this one with Johnny. I can't wait to chew on it with Johnny, because I'm telling you guys right now, Buffett has it all right. True story. 93 years old. The guy's living forever. He's living a long time. We're going to talk about his longevity experience. What he does to live as long as he lives and has the success he has. Plus, protein break special revealing how scientists, hey, you know we're all about protein here. We're all about protein. Eat protein, get strong. What's going on, bee drive? I see you there. Bernard, the bee driver. You guys like bees? I'd encourage you, I'd invite you to go check out Bernard's Bee Drive channel. Oh yeah, baby. Go learn everything you want to know. Listen, you guys hang out with us long enough, you're going to learn everything you want to know about bees just by hanging out with Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Marty, and Bernard from Bee Drive. Plus, deep dive conversation you won't want to miss anywhere else. My creativity exploded with one Jimmy. Who's Jimmy? Producer Jimmy. He's over there. Jimmy's bloated. Yeah, we're going to talk about Jimmy's bloat today. I think he might have had a big fart or a burp, but he's been bloated for the last couple of days. If you're just new to the show here, you'll know what I'm talking about. But guys, my creativity exploded. I'm telling you, just one simple mindset shift. Not 2, not 3, not 4, 1. One simple mindset shift for me. Yeah, yeah. You get accents on this show too. So the one simple mindset shift I'm going to share with you guys what changed my life. Oh man, I cannot reveal it with you guys later on in the show. But first, I want to invite you. I want to invite all you tuning in right now. I see you guys all scrolling in the feeds to like, subscribe, and comment. Comment on the greatest morning show that has been launched on the planet right here on YouTube. I see you guys on YouTube. I see you on YouTube. I see you there on X too. YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Substack. I see you guys there. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Tell your friends all about it. Give me a thumbs up. Comment on it. Yes. And I want to tell you guys, remind you guys, and invite you guys to put the headphones on. Why? Well, might be an R-rated experience. We might drop some F-bombs. I might say fuck. Oh! Yeah, I just might say it a couple times in the show. So to all my sponsors, I just want Johnny Anderson's getting his internet reset, Jimmy. So guys, it's an R-rated experience. Put the headphones on the kids, or put the headphones on yourself, because I might offend you. True story. Yes. Adam Holroyd is here today as well with his Hulk rubber toy, just hanging out there in the corner. Hey, Adam, we should create a Hulk museum over in the Mornings in the Lab Hulk Museum. And guys, reminder, don't hit the snooze button. If you hit the snooze button, you're going to be behind the guy who does it. And you want to be a loser? Yes, I'm going to use the word loser. Not you, rhetorically. What do I mean by that? Well, listen, if I don't snooze and you snooze, well, you've already lost. True story. So listen, I know you guys don't wake up wanting to be losers, but yet you lay there, your brain's foggy, and you know what you do? You go, and then next thing you know, you're 9 minutes behind. You're 9 minutes behind a guy like Jones Loflin. He's like, I'm not snoozing today. I got to get up and get on Keith's show. I got to get up and hang out with Johnny and Keith and the guys at Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. True story. Yeah, so don't hit the snooze button, you guys. You guys hit the snooze button, you're going to be left behind. And listen, if I don't remind you guys about the hotline, Jimmy's going to give me shit. So let's get after it. 431-300-3005. You want to talk to Jones Loflin? Call him. Yeah, we can pretend it's 1995. Yeah, 431-300-3005. We'll get you into the show with either a voicemail, a text, or a real-life phone call. Yeah, just like that. We do phone calls here in the lab. That's what we do here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. And hey, Jimmy, we got Johnny getting it sorted out. We got Marty sorting it out. Let's talk a little bit about how folks can get involved in our show, Jimmy. And you know what they can do, Jimmy? They can go to the store. They can go to the Mornings in the Lab store, which allows them, well, I don't know, is allow the right term, you guys, but listen, we got a store rocking and rolling here, the Morning.store, a place for you guys to get your Mornings in the Lab merchandise, just like our good buddy, the OG himself, Adam Holroyd. We got hats, we got stickers, we got the world's greatest sticker there. I'm telling you, we got the world's greatest sticker. Yeah, I grew up with stickers, went to the sticker store. So I made a sticker for all my friends here. It's the ultimate sticker. It's called the Mornings in the Lab sticker. Jimmy, original title. I went to the Apple, library of naming things, and I was like, okay, that'll work. I'll just call it. I'll call it the Apple. I'll call it the sticker. So we got the Mornings in the Lab sticker ready for you guys there if you guys want to get into it and have some fun with it as well. So the Morning.store will get you into the lab and get after it every single day. All right, Jimmy. Well, the boys are working their way in. We got Jones Loflin coming in here today, guys. So I'm excited to have Jones up here in a few moments here. It's funny because I was getting ready for the show. I thought his name was actually James, but it's actually Jones Loflin. But hey, I want to tease you guys on a few things coming up here today. Hey, Jimmy. I got Johnny showing up here. Jimmy, let's run the B-roll for Jones coming up. We have a time management guru hire coming up here today. We got Jones Loflin. He teaches CEOs to think like bees. Yeah, Bernard, ears up, brother. Bernard, ears up. You're gonna be intrigued by Jones Loflin here today. Jones Loflin, he teaches CEOs to think like bees. And Jones, we got a guy in our community. He is one of our OGs. Bernard, he's a beekeeper. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna have a great chat with Jones Loflin coming up as well. And Jimmy, what about the Warren Buffett stuff? Let's bring Johnny up here in a quick second when he's got a second. Guys, we have Warren Buffett's. Yes. The guy's been around forever, and I think he's going to be around even longer than forever. We got his shocking longevity secret, and it's not his diet. No. We know he crushes McDonald's. We know he crushes Coke. But I'm going to tell you guys, you have no clue what we're going to reveal at the bottom of the hour here. His ultimate habit. Yes. Jimmy, let's bring Johnny up here because I love that word. I know Johnny does as well. We are going to reveal the ultimate habit that Warren Buffett leans into on a daily basis to help him move through life. And Johnny,
What's up, my brother? Shit, man.
Hey.
That's some freaking internet issues. God damn, I'll tell you. I'm the last guy you want on the keyboard when something's going wrong technically.
I've gotten to know you well enough so I can know in your brain you're just like you're panicking. So I get the same situation. You're like, Right.
And you know the worst part about it was
Yeah.
it was so stupid simple. I was looking too deep. It
Yeah.
hooked up on my neighbor's Wi-Fi, which the signal is so little it wouldn't let me get in. And I was like, "What's going on?" So I went to reset the modem, and then I realized, Jesus Christ, I'm going to turn it back on. Fuck, it's grabbing the wrong one.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, we got Jones Loflin hanging out in the green room there. I saw you walking. I saw him stiffen up. I think he's like, "Holy shit, man! What the hell did I get myself into this morning?" He's like, I don't know. I hear Billis talking there. He's doing his thing. I see the big man getting his cigar lit up. He has no idea that it's the middle of the fucking night in the future where you are living right now. So he's just hanging out there. Yeah, true story. But Johnny, I got some revealing stuff, man. And I'm excited to talk to you today about Warren Buffett.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I heard that. I'm excited to talk about that too. And I love the fact you said it's not his fucking diet because Jesus Christ, he definitely doesn't pay attention there.
Oh, but here's the thing, brother. I'm telling you, man, you and I, because we talk about it on the show all the time. So there's two things I'm really excited to talk about today. I'm excited to talk about, Jimmy, I think we have some B-roll for this teaser as well. But my creativity, Johnny, because you know I'm a creative soul. I'm a creative soul, and I have to tell you, and I have to tell everyone the same thing. But truth just needs to be repeated. And to be honest, Johnny, I get frustrated when people don't listen to me when I say this. And I'm not trying to lecture or mansplain. I'm really not. True story. But we're going to talk about something.
Hold on. What did you say? Mansplain?
Yeah, I don't want to mansplain to anybody, but what is
that? That's a new one. What is that?
Well, it's when we are explaining too much and women and other people are like, what are you trying to mansplain me something?
Oh, okay. So like when Terry says, I want to be heard, I'm trying to God, I'm going to use that. That'll actually make it easier for me to not do it. I like that.
But I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, I figured it out and I'm excited to talk about it today. And for all of us that have ADHD, OCD, any double D, whatever letter we carry in our life, whatever letter we want to identify with, Johnny, I have the secret. And I know you do too. You don't even fucking know it. You don't even know it to unlock my creativity. And I'm telling you, mother, it was not a new strain of sativa or indica cannabis. Nope. So I'm excited to share. So we get the Warren Buffett teaser, and I have the creativity teaser to come up later on in the show today. And I can tell you right now, I knew we were gonna have a big show today because I made some great content on the socials last night, and it's popped. So people are showing up here today on the show. How was your day yesterday, man?
It was great, brother.
Yeah,
great day. Yeah, all fronts, man. I think I was telling Terry, I was like, there's like an energy shift coming.
Oh, tell me.
An energy shift is kind of like where, so your life is like, it's like kind of this, I mean, it's constantly things doing this. Every once in a while, things just they're coming like this, and they just all kind of turn and start to move the same direction. It's like an energy shift.
Yes.
There's no opposing forces right now.
Okay. I got you. Hey, one more thing for you too, man. I know you're a protein guy, and I'm a protein guy. And I know you're a massive protein guy. And I know you're also a man of nature. I know you're a guy who's like, hey, we've there's a certain way man has been raised. We're hunters, we're gatherers, all those type of things. Well, brother, scientists discovered something that's going to make you excited, man. 18 million year old proteins from an extinct rhino. So I'm telling you, and it talks about peptides. So again, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you that I'm finding stuff, and I'm always leaving it back to my brother John Anderson. Always.
I mean, I was telling my brother, my oldest brother, he's 65, right?
Yeah.
And he was at, he's like, tell me about this new business you're talking. We have a great relationship, Yeah. And he's like, dude, he goes, you're talking about peptides. He goes, this takes me back to my studies in biology at University of Oregon. We studied peptides back then.
There you go. Yeah. Well, and it's what's curious about it, interesting about it. I have people asking about it too, is that it just falls into this space. What's unfortunate about it is that it falls into a void right now. Right? Because it's not recognized by kind of anybody over here. It's not recognized by kind of anybody over here. And it's kind of falling into a void. So we're going to keep talking about it, educating Mr. Human Experiment. John Anderson is going to keep talking about his experiences with it.
But real quick on that level, brother, so many really powerful things in life kind of don't get recognized.
Isn't that true?
Let's put fucking proper dieting in that fucking void.
Oh, are you talking about the Jimmy? But what's his name again? Not Jimmy.
Fucking bedtime in that void. Let's talk about all the shit that we fucking preach is in that void.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Jimmy Buffett guy. No, we're talking Warren Buffett coming up today. Hey, I'm going to get to the comments, Jimmy, before we bring up our guest, our first guest there, Jones Loflin. 30 years, Johnny, as a professional speaker and trainer. Poor guy.
Yeah, baby.
Poor guy. Yeah, just talking away for 30 years. He's the co-author, Johnny, of 5 books, not 3 or 4, but 5. The guy find time to write 5 books. Yeah, true. I've got 5 books, including Juggling Elephants, Always Growing, and Focused as a Bee. I know Bernard, his ears up, is ready for this conversation. Come with Jones Loflin. He's a former educator with BS and MD from North Carolina State University. He's a former FFA national officer. The guy's worked with Fortune 500 companies, including FedEx, Toyota, Walmart, and the U.S. military. And, Johnny, the guy's got 3 last names. His parents couldn't decide, I guess. There's
a lot of hyphens.
Names, just like that. All right, let's get to the comments here, Jimmy, before we bring in Jones. I want to look down at the comments here. We got Adam Holroyd. Yes, Holroyd is rocking. The OG himself is promoting his. Did you guys see Adam's loyalty badge? You can get one just like it. Sign up for a Morning to Live membership, guys, and the membership is free. We got a free membership. We got a $3 membership. We got a $15 membership. And no, the membership is not here to buy Johnny cigars or Keith cannabis. No, it is here to invest in the business. Yes, we're here to put the money back into the business and invest back in you guys. True story. We want to keep growing the show for you. Yes, to get more information, to get more content, to help educate all of us as we get through life together here. So let's see who else we got here. We got Alex. Roman in the comments as well. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it for the glory of God. Corinthians 10:1. There you go. That'd get you after it in the morning. Okay, Jimmy. Let's do the hook. No, Jimmy. Let's do the roll and bring in Jones Loflin this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and
What if the secret to peak performance isn't working harder, but thinking like a completely different species? Every morning, you wake up with the best intentions. You've got your routine mapped out, your goals written down, your productivity apps loaded. But by noon, you're drowning in distractions, juggling too many priorities, and wondering why successful people seem to have cracked some code you're missing. Meet Jones Loflin, the international keynote speaker, author, and leadership coach that aims to inspire. He has discovered that sustainable peak performance comes from understanding natural systems. The solution lies in redesigning how you approach your daily decisions, using principles that transform overwhelm into focused momentum. Today, you'll discover the choice architecture that changes everything.
Right.
There he is. Hey, we have Jones Loflin joining us this morning. Our guest, and yes, that's Wiley Jones Loflin. If you're keeping track of all 3 last names, a former educator turned international speaker has spent over 30 years helping everyone from Toyota execs to U.S. military leaders figure out how to stop drowning in their to-do lists. The guy's written 5 books, including the brilliantly titled Juggling Elephants and his latest Focus as a Bee, which he co-authored, Johnny, with his daughter, Sydney. Jones practices.
Yeah, dude, that's cool as hell. Is that cool or what?
That's so cool. Yeah, he practices and teaches time management while running a speaking business, advising homeschool. And today we're going to dive deep into why your morning routine is probably all wrong. Jimmy,
brother, I can't wait to talk about time management. This is my shit, man. All I do is I protect every minute. That's why I'm here exactly what I'm supposed to be, not here 5 minutes early waiting. I love it.
I'm getting out of here. Jones Loflin, Johnny Anderson, Morning to the Live with Keith, John, and friends. Jones, what is shaking, brother? How are you today?
Wow, I already need a nap after listening to you two for 15 minutes. My word. Wow. I just have to say, there's one thing I wish I had changed about my 30 years after seeing John this morning.
Yeah.
I wish I had worked on bodybuilding more. John's arms. I'm 58 years old, and I'm looking at John's arms going, my word, wow. I've got to change some of my time management, John, to start, doing some more strength training because I'm getting old. I'm losing muscle mass. So
I appreciate the kind words, brother. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Really cool, man.
Jones, I bet you, and I'll throw it to Johnny because I always wreck his quotes, but Johnny would say, if he spent his, oh yeah, you're Johnny, I'm going to throw yourself under the bus. If he would have spent the last 30 years working on his brain like he worked on his muscles, well, Johnny.
Well, my saying is, if a man worked on his mind or his brain like his chest, he'd have whatever he want in his life. That's the saying.
Ooh, that's a good one. That goes in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jones, where are you joining us from today, brother? Where are you joining us from today?
I am from Central North Carolina, a little town called Denton. You've never heard of it. You've probably heard of Denton, Texas, which is our big brother type of city. But yeah, I'm in Central North Carolina, midway between Charlotte and Raleigh, for your listeners who would know where those two cities are.
Awesome.
Really quick, let me interject before you start, if it's okay, before you start dropping all these pearls on us about time management. What I'd like to do is I want to put something out that I do, and because I've never been trained in it. This is just me figuring my shit out. Mm-hmm. I'd love to know your thoughts. So I basically, everything in my life is a system, all the way down to how many pumps of lotion I put on per leg, per upper body. So everything is a system. That's how I protect my time, because I register if the system can be tightened. Mm-hmm. And if my life is just kind of systems that meet, of course there are gaps where, okay, there's no system. I'm hanging with my wife. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But when I'm executing, it is all system related. That's how I protect my time. I'd love to hear your feedback on that.
Well, my feedback comes in a quote from the book Atomic Habits, which I'm sure both of you are familiar with, where James Clear says it best when he says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So, John, boom, spot on. You know, the more we can take the emotion out of it and make it logical processes. It's like me now, John, you're going to laugh at this, but in the morning, one of my systems, just to get my blood flowing and just to do a little bit of physical exercise before I start doing some reading and other things, is that while my K-Cup coffee machine is brewing coffee, I get on the floor and do 20 push-ups. Now, John is going, only 20? I do 200.
But that's great, brother. I love that, because you're just catching some blood flow. That's perfect. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get those 20 push-ups in. You basically habit stacked it with turning on a coffee maker, get my push-ups. I love it, brother.
Absolutely. No. Yeah, so you're spot on. Love it.
You're like my big brother. I love it, dude.
Joe,
little brother, but we'll get to that later. So,
you're 5 years older, so you're perfect.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Jones, how did you end up, owning and understanding and realizing time management was going to be your differentiator? And then before you answer, I want to add a second part to that, because time management isn't even the real issue in life, is it? It's really about choice management.
Yes.
So
priority issues.
So how did you, and John and I talk about it often on this show, that, it's really hard to do something every single day. It's actually making a conscious, intentional choice.
Beautiful. Why do you two need me? You just need me to be your straight man, because I love what you're talking about today. I mean, yes, amen, yes. Exactly.
Well, brother, we're just a couple of guys that kind of figured it out on the fly. You've got the training to tell us that we're doing it right.
Yeah.
Well, you say training, it's 30, and I'm my own lifelong project in this stuff, guys. I mean, when I have it all figured out, I'll be dead and it won't matter.
Yeah.
Because things are always changing. I mean, you think about the number of distractions we had back when I first got introduced to time management back in 1988. And now, I mean, the number of distractions we have are just phenomenal. And so we always have to keep adapting and reinventing ourselves to be able to manage those distractions, or to make those choices, or to find the right priorities that get us to the goals and the outcomes we're looking for. So it's a constant battle, if you will.
So then, true story, Jones. So I know, so I don't expect you to know my story or John's story. John grew up battling dyslexia and battling just, and recognizing that systems were the way.
Battling being a dumb shit.
John's words, not his brother from another mother over here. So he recognized, Jones, that systems, his mom taught him that for John to have success, systems were going to be the key. So I got to look back to you, Jones. Like, did the light go on one day? Were you diagnosed with some ADHD, OCD, was something in your mind, in your life, which was, I recognize that time management, because I'll tell you, me growing up, I was the guy always going to the store to buy the new time management book. Right. And I was like the little nerdy guy carrying my little binder around, and I recognized that back in the early days, perhaps I was very much ADHD nerdy that way. What about you, Jones Loflin?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we must go back to 1988. It was a college class at North Carolina State University, and I could class on time management, course on time management, graduate level course, and a guy handed me this brown binder called a Franklin time management. Yes. Yep. Now nobody, most people 35 and under are going, what? But
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, but you're over 35.
Yes.
And but I loved just what you said, that idea that there can be a system to how you use your time. And so I fell in love with that. And so it's just been a lifelong journey of learning, reading, trying things out, and then develop my own systems to be able to help me to accomplish, what's most important. And just as John said when we started, everybody has to find the systems, the processes that work for them, because what worked for one person won't work for something else. Going back to your comment, I just got to say it, John, you talked about, or Keith talked about John's journey with dyslexia. My daughter, ADHD, and lots of other folks too. One of the things that we know for people who struggle with time management with ADHD is they need those routines. They need the consistency.
Yes.
Because
I think I got that too. I just wasn't diagnosed with it.
But I mean, it goes back to being intentional. Am I intentional about creating the routines, the systems, the order I want for my day? Yeah, things are going to blow up from time to time, and that's okay as long as you have a system for getting back on track when things do blow up. The problem is so many people just start their day with the first text, the first call, the first social media post, and then
just wandering through their day.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then that's it. Wandering through their day is a great way to describe it. Yeah.
Jones Loflin joining us all the way here from somewhere in Carolina. Yeah, Denton. Hey, Lady Drew. We got Jones just down the road from you. We got Lady Drew joining us from Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
I know where that's at.
There you go. Hey, Jones, you wrote a book with your daughter. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the experience of writing a book with your daughter. Who initiated it? Was you? Was it her? Was it a combined thing? Was it a therapeutic thing? So how did you guys arrive at that?
Short answer is yes. Okay, everything you just said. But what happened was in 2019, my daughter and I became beekeepers. Somebody had given us a hive of bees, and
Bernard, hold on. Bernard, ears up. We got one of the we got one of our OGs of the community, Bernard, beekeeper. Bernard is a beekeeper in our community. He's an active member in our Mornings Live community. He's here every single day. The guy, pardon my language, he's fucking awesome. Check out his channel. So Bernard, you have a compatriot here in the bee space. So Jones, sorry to interrupt you, but bees, bro.
Absolutely. So we started working with bees. We loved the experience, loved hanging out together, doing that. Started learning and watching what bees do, and we're like, hey, they do some really cool things.
Yes.
And so we began kind of pulling those things together, and we started practicing some of those same things. And then you got to step back in my history. I've been a speaker and trainer since 94. One of the big breaks in my life, and one of the ways that I began to differentiate myself, was when I read a book in 2000 called Who Moved My Cheese? Again, 35 and
who moved my cheese?
That's it. The 35 and under crowd, you have no idea what that book's about, but it's a parable, a business parable about how to deal with change. And so I saw the value in story and helping people figure out where they are and what steps they need to take to improve. And so that's where Juggling Elephants came from. That's where my book Always Growing was, that whole idea of what's a story I could create that would give people some ideas. So I had that background, and I began to see, hey, there's a story, there's a narrative here that could help people improve their focus using these principles we see in honeybees and beekeeping. And so as my daughter and I talked more, sure, who wouldn't want to write a book with their daughter? And so we started playing around with the ideas. And then eventually we started trying to write it, like I'd write a chapter and then she'd write a chapter. Our writing styles are just really different. I mean, you got a 58-year-old and a 21-year-old, they're a little bit different. So what happened was she became the creative consultant and gave me the ideas and some of those things. I would make them business relevant and kind of fill out the story, and then she would go in and edit, make changes and those things. And so that was a much better process. And so then in January the book was published, and we are loving talking about how to be focused as a bee.
So how fulfilling was that? Like Johnny, how fulfilling that whole experience must have been, Jones, when the last sentence was written, The last period was tapped. The last T was stroked, and you closed the book. And I'm being serious here. You looked at each other, and you recognized all the time and the moments in between it all, and it was done. But Jones, take a moment and reflect on that moment of it being done.
Yeah. Well, what made it so special, and not to spoil it for anyone who's going to read the book, but the book is based on some true experiences that my daughter Sydney had with her best friend Alicia. And Alicia unfortunately passed away from 17 years of age from just a heart malfunction.
Sorry to hear about that.
And so what happened was this book was partially written as a tribute to Alicia because, oh, by the way, Alicia's family gave us Alicia's beehive. That's how we got started keeping bees.
Wow.
And so when the last chapter was written, where we explain this story is one interpretation of what Alicia and Sydney's life would have looked like had Alicia lived.
Wow.
And so that's when you ask about when we closed that book, we said, now more people get the opportunity to learn about Alicia through this amazing story and hopefully focus on the right things in life, because let's face it, guys, we're not promised a tomorrow. And so
that's like one of those movies where you watch the movie and you kind of think you're following it, and all of a sudden in the last 2 minutes they start showing you all those little puzzle pieces that are connected. It's like, oh my God, your cap is just being fucking blown, just ripped off. That's really cool. Dude.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John, and our guest Jones Loflin here this morning, all the way from North Carolina, international keynote speaker, author, and leadership coach. Hey, you guys can join the live conversation. Yes, we're taking it back to 1993 with the phone lines are open. Voicemail, text, or phone me. I'll bring you onto the show right now. 431-300-3005. 431-300-3005. We're getting after it right here. I'm going to get to the comments. Batshit crazy. I see you down there, brother. Good to have you on the show. Mike Check Media. Mike Check, I'm 6'5", but my weenie is only 1 inch, and I need advice how to impress the ladies. You know what you do?
Just play with it. Bring it up to par, baby.
And smile. Yeah, you just give her the old smile. That's what you do, brother. That's exactly what you do. And then Vlad, what a random group of people. Yes, Vlad, and I'm glad you're here, Vlad. If you're brand new to the channel, we get after at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself, John Anderson, Jimmy, and the whole gang. Marty, 8 o'clock right here, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Mike Sullivan, what is going on, brother? Thanks for showing up. It's a pivotal foundation concept. Yes, it absolutely is. Hey, Jones.
Real quick, as someone who has an opinion, because I'm obviously part of the action here, I must request, if someone does call, decline that, because I don't want to waste any of the time that I have with my man Jones here. Whoever's going to call is not going to bring the value like my man. So
I will screen them, Johnny. Good. Hey, Jones, so I found something within my notes about you, which I found quite striking, and I think Johnny's going to probably appreciate this to you. You say that intermission is essential. And we talk in our world about rest and recovery and intentional rest, intentional recovery.
Yep.
Talk about your guilty pleasure. What's your guilty pleasure intermission activity that would check your productivity obsessed clients? So you go. You teach your clients to go, but you also teach them to take a break, to have an intermission. What does that mean, Jones?
Yeah, for me, it can mean lots of things. I think there's short intermissions, there's long intermissions, there's all kinds. For me, the number one guilty pleasure for me, it's not, and I'll challenge you there. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's a strategic stopping. It's a strategic pause. Is that I love to go outside. It's going to be 97 degrees here in North Carolina with about 89% humidity, but there's such incredible order in nature.
Yes.
Just looking out a window and looking at, okay, how's this tree growing? Or look at the grass, which it might be dead these days. But that's my guilty pleasure, is just being able to get out where there's order. And I notice my blood pressure coming down when I do that. That's one of the things. The other thing is to intentionally have a conversation with someone who pumps me up, who's positive. I intentionally, almost every day, I have a call with someone and planned that is going to be uplifting to me. Because, we just get so focused on getting stuff done, we forget to have those conversations that reconnect us with what's important, remind us of our priorities, and just to get a good belly laugh. Of course, if they're listening to you all's show, they don't have to call someone because they've just hung out with two people who have made them laugh and think. But those are two of mine that are really important.
Yeah. So you, I was checking out your resume, your CV. You've worked with companies like the U.S. military, Walmart, Toyota, et cetera, got to ask, who's more resistant to change? Is it corporate executive CEOs or is it like old school military brass?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh. I don't think we can necessarily say it. You can say things individually and you say things collectively.
Yeah.
I would say that collectively you find that those who work in the federal government and sometimes even to the level of state government, those are some of the ones who are most resistant to change, just because processes are so rigid. And they hear about change a lot. Oh yeah, we need to do this. We need to renew. We need to reinvent ourselves. And then, that's the flavor of the month. And so it's to me, that's the group that's so hard. Now I say that collectively because individually, there's some incredible people who work in our federal, state, and local government who are coming up with innovative ways to serve the people in our communities. But I would say beyond military and other groups, it is those who work in government, simply because things get so rigid that what
would you say in that situation? Like, usually people that follow systems are good at following a new system because they're good system followers. With the government, those systems change so infrequently because an idea takes forever to turn into reality.
Sure.
Is that part of what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Because, if we change this, then these 15 other things have to change, and they're not going to change all 15 of those things. So we're just going to keep doing things the way we're doing them. And we have to remember, whether it's corporate executives or high school teachers, is that when we talk about changing something, they're going to lose something. They're going to lose some control. They're going to lose some recognition. They're going to lose some opportunity to comfort. And that's a huge one in times of change. The number one thing that people often are afraid of is, okay, I'm comfortable with this system. I'm comfortable with this process. I don't know this other one, so I'm afraid of it. And I don't.
What would you say to this, brother? Mm-hmm. So, luckily for me, with my life, I travel and I move around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We go to different homes that we have. We travel for different events. But there have been times when, say, I'm not moving around often, say even like a 3-month period, and my systems are so tight, I recognize that they actually, because at very first they just keep me efficient, but if I'm in one place too long, they can actually end up feeling like prison walls. Yeah, because they've actually, it's like they're a little bit of variance, a little bit of travel just to break, because I have a system for a hotel room. I have a system for wherever I am, so that morning just shifts a little bit, which then keeps those walls where I can still see over them, so to speak. What do you say for a situation like that? Even directly to me, when I'm in a place where I'm in one place too long, would you recommend, like, okay, every 30 days make a tweak to your system? What would you say?
Well, I think first of all, you got to ask yourself, what's the outcome I'm looking for, and am I getting it? I think you have to start there. And what I just heard you say is, no, Jones, sometimes when I stay somewhere for 30 days or a long period of time, I notice I don't have the positive energy that I normally have. I don't.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The system will kind of vamp me of that at some point because it becomes too rigid.
Exactly. We used to say a routine's become a rut.
Yes. There we go.
And it's not getting you to where you want to go. So then you have to step back and say, well, what is the outcome? Well, I want more positive energy in my day. Okay. What needs to change about the systems I have that's going to give me more positive energy? Throughout the day.
And that's it right there. I'm not always good at recognizing that energy, because it shifts like a boa constrictor. It slowly starts to suck, and then pretty soon you're like, fuck, I can't breathe. I'm not good at recognizing that part, so I guess I need to do better. What would you recommend for myself or anyone like myself that, okay, we know this happens. How do we spot this early enough?
Yeah. A question I often ask some of my audiences, or even in my coaching sessions, I'll say, in your drive to get it all done, what's not getting done or not getting done well? What's missing? I think asking yourself some clarifying questions is the place to start, to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, I can rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10. How's my energy today? Well, it's a 6. Okay. What could you do, or what would you be doing differently if it were a 9? or if it were a 10. And so I think really some of those pressure test kinds of questions, I'll give you one that I love to ask. And that is when I'm talking with someone, maybe John or Keith, like yourself, who's kind of saying, yeah, Jones, I just don't feel like I'm hitting life on all cylinders and those things. And I'll say, what's a number that bothers you right now? And of course, they'll look at me and like, what? And I say, no. What's a number that bothers you right now? And for some people, they'll say, Jones, it's my weight. Okay, great. Let's look at that. For some people say the number of hours I'm in meetings each day. Okay, well, let's talk about that. For some people say the number of times I don't, or the number of minutes I'm not playing with my kids. Okay, let's go address that. But it's a fun way to kind of walk into that. What needs to change? What do I need to do different?
Yeah. No, I like that, because my remedy at this point, when I recognize that, is I have the things that I do, pretty much non-negotiable, but there are things that I'll rotate in and out to freshen it up. So when I get up and I feel hard charging, I'll just say, okay, I'm just going to kind of let myself drift to these activities, which then just kind of breaks that rigidity a little bit. That's my current methodology, but it doesn't always do the trick. So I'm gonna start asking myself questions. When I find the trigger for asking myself questions is going to be when okay, today I'm going to drift. Okay, well, let's ask a question. Why are you drifting?
Yeah. What's causing you to drift? Well,
I need that trigger. The trigger for asking the quiz. The questions is perfect, but what's my trigger? It's the first day I drift. Okay, there's the trigger.
Absolutely. No, I think that's outstanding.
Good morning, everybody. You got Keith Billis, John Anderson, and our guest, Jones Loflin. Johnny, look at the clock, man. Is it just me, or did Jones bring like the fucking speed clock?
Good. I'm telling you right now, of all the fucking topics that people bring to the show, when I heard this, when I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
this is like one of my favorite fucking things. Managing time and finding ways to get more out of it, and even helping people create time is it just gives me goose pimples.
But dude, look what's happened. If we ever want a fast show, we got to invite Loflin back, because it's like the guy talks, but every minute's like 30 seconds. Like, I have never been on a faster show. Three of us here right now, Loflin, Billis, and Anderson. Mornings at Alive with Billis.
I'm telling you, I was finding myself going, fuck, I got to take a piss. And I looked at the clock. I'm like, God damn it. Look at that.
I'm calling the clock. So Jones,
I know, dude.
Jones, I want to be respectful of your time. You have been awesome. So can we have you for a few more minutes, or do you got to go?
Absolutely. No.
Let's
ditch my lifestyle tip. Let's keep going with my man here.
Hey, I'd like to hear his lifestyle.
Okay,
I'll stay on afterwards.
Hey, it's my show. It's mine and Johnny's show. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the lifestyle tip with Anderson. He's gonna go for a piss so we can reset him, Jones. I've been around the man long enough. I know his systems. He has to go and release the bladder.
It's 45 minutes past the hour. John must go to the restroom.
So John needs an intermission. So we're gonna let John do. John's going to do his lifestyle tip. Then he's going to go for an intermission. You and I are going to chit-chatter for a couple minutes. And then we're going to come back and have some final questions with you. Okay, brother? How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Let's do it. All right, Jimmy, let's get to the lifestyle tip with John Anderson, brother.
All right, this one is inspired by my man, Jones. I'm having a great conversation with today on the show. Here's the deal. Don't just accidentally wake up. Wake up with intention. Wake up with the idea that you know what you're going to do. What am I talking about? Systems. That's what we've been talking about so far on the show today. My whole life is a system. And I'm not suggesting that your whole life needs to be a system too. Just test a few simple, easy to execute systems in your morning. I know a lot of people call that a morning routine. Call it what you will. Just think about getting up with a few things that you know you're going to do that are going to start your day off properly. Like my man Jones was saying, hey, you turn on the coffee maker, you get 20 push-ups. Well, guess what? That's 20 push-ups you wouldn't have got if you didn't have that trigger by turning on a coffee maker and getting those 20 push-ups. We talk about on this show, little steps daily have massive results over time. And when you create a few simple systems every morning when you wake up, and you're not just wandering around like a zombie, you're going to be really happy with the forward progression you start to make with your morning. And that forward progression is going to parlay into a better attitude. It's going to parlay into a better mindset. your brain will literally start to look for other things that it can do. Your brain will seek doing other positive things, all because you started your day off with a few simple systems to get yourself in that constructive mindset to have a great day. Rock and roll.
There we go. There we go. Good morning, everybody. John is off for a quick little break. You are back here with Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and friends. We got our guest Jones Loflin here. I see you guys in the comments. Mastermind. I like your glasses too, buddy. Yeah, I got mine over there. True story. And hey, Benja. Yes, this is live.
Absolutely. Yes.
This is live, brother. This is a live morning show. We get up and get after it every single day. 8 o'clock Eastern time right here. I invite you to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, get up, get after it, and join us. If you have a problem getting a system in place, well, this is the way to start your day with myself and John Anderson and our guest here today, Jones Loflin, bringing it. Hey, Jones, I want to go back to bees with you, man. So I'm quite fascinated. I have to think that you leaning into bees is as much, and I know I understand all the human reasons, you know, with your friend and all that stuff, but the systems that bees employ on a day-to-day basis, they're unlike anything on the planet in many ways. Bees, ants, we can learn so much from them, can't we, Jones?
Oh, yeah, because it goes back to the theme that we've been talking about all morning. It's systems, it's processes. And of course, bees and other animals and creatures do it intuitively, where we have to make the choice. But yeah, there's so many systems that they use that take out the inefficiencies that we face as humans. I mean, yes. One of the most incredible moments for me is when my daughter and I are working with the bees, and we'll be suited up. We do wear suits, and we'll go take the lid off of the hive. And what's fascinating is that maybe half a dozen bees will come out, and, you know, they're soldier bees or, you know, guard bees, and they're saying, hey, go away. But the rest of the bees kind of look up and go, yeah, the giants here ripping off our house. Okay, back to work. I mean, that level of focus just blows me away, because
me too.
Sometimes for me, when I'm in my home office working, I can hear a gnat burp, and what was that?
Yes.
You know.
It's funny to hear you say it, because I was watching some video on Bernard's channel a couple of days ago, and I was struck by that. He was doing some work on one of the hives, and to your point, right, he's doing some work in there, and a few kind of are like, what are you doing? But the rest, head down, just down at work, just work. The whole analogy of worker bees, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where it comes from. I mean, there's lots of different jobs in the hive, but yeah, those bees are working. Yeah. And fun fact for your listeners, Keith, your female audience will appreciate this. All of the worker bees in the hive are female. They are all female. The only purpose for the male bees in the hive is to be available in case a queen from another hive needs to be mated. So, and you say, woo, that sounds like a great life, just to eat and be ready to, you know, do those things. What's interesting is in the fall, the bees are so efficient that they kick out the drone bees. They're like, you're going to be eating stuff, and we don't need you eating our honey over the winter. So they actually kick out the male bees. So be careful what you wish for.
Interesting. Good morning, Global. Good to see you there in the comments. Every saint has a bee in his halo. Oh, well said, Global. Global, one of our great community members here on the Mornings in the Live community. You too can join the community. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, tell your friends about the greatest morning show happening right here every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and all of our friends. Hey, Jones, what's the most embarrassing productivity hack that you've tried that completely backfired, but you learned from?
Right. The most embarrassing. Wow. I love that. The most embarrassing one for me. Gosh, you know, I guess for me, one of the most ones that didn't work for me. In fact, I can help you with it. I used to. Your listeners have heard of this thing called the Pomodoro technique, where you take and you set it for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And then, you know, and so I used to try and do the Pomodoro technique religiously. You know, 20 minutes, 10 minutes to review, another 20 minutes, and try to do several Pomodoros and all that. It was so rigid that it just did not work for me, because I found that I had to break down my task into, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get that clicker away. I had to break down every task or series of tasks into 20 minutes. And I was wasting more time doing that than I was actually working sometimes on a task. And so what I realized was that, you know, I need to set times to focus, but they don't have to be so rigid as to be just 20 minutes. Sometimes it may be 45. Sometimes it may be an hour. Sometimes it might be 15 minutes. But to be flexible with that amount of time I'm focusing. So that's probably one of the most embarrassing ones. I was so excited. I would put the timer on and I would sit there with it. And of course, the incessant ticking drove me bananas. But that's probably one of my most embarrassing ones, is failing at the Pomodoro technique as it is set up.
Failing at that's awesome, man. That is so. But even just to admit, yes, I failed at the Pomodoro technique, Jones.
I mean, we could talk about all the apps that I've tried over the years.
Well, but realistically, all you really did was figure out that method didn't serve you the best.
Exactly, John.
Dude, you just said something that I got to lean into and have some laughter with you. So can we have you back for a show where we can review all of your Apple App Store purchases over the last 20 years of your life? Out of all the productivity and to-do apps that you've tried, you've had subscriptions. You probably have a bunch right now that you're paying for that you don't use because you're probably like me, where you get the old dopamine hit. And you're like, oh, there's a new app. I'm going to learn a brand new productivity hack.
And you know what I've been doing for the last how many years? All since 1994.
Yeah, buying journals.
I got a fucking book for every single goddamn year, all the way until current date, and I'll have one until I fucking die.
And I'm wrestling his wife for them, Jones.
To see what's in them. You're gonna publish them one day and make a mint.
When Johnny passes, I want that library of journals. I don't even need to read them. So I'll be very serious with you. I love the idea, seriously, that all those words in that bound leather and paper were from his pen, which is from his head. That to me is really powerful. I'm being super serious. I got super.
And it's like you can go there's been times where I've gone back like 5 years to find a bit of information. Mm-hmm. There's been times where it's like a log of my history.
Oh yeah.
John and
we don't
in the same
much. John, just for your listeners, if there's one thing that they take away from today, other than all the positive energy you guys are giving out, is that you need to journal more. I mean, I could have radically. I could made a whole lot more money. I could have written a whole lot more books if early in my career I would have journaled. And I don't mean long things. I mean, just to put a couple notes down. Our mind can figure it out once we write it down. What were we talking about at that point? But I can't let that moment pass, because too many of us don't write down our thoughts. Those things are so valuable to us later.
Well, you know what I do with that, brother, is when someone comes on my team and they're full-time, part-time, it's not the deal, but full-time. If that person starts to have hiccups with missing things or not being efficient, I say, okay, it's time for me to teach you a simple system that will work. And they get the same book, and I explain to them literally how I do mine. And it's amazing how they go from making all of these errors to just air free ball. Bam, just that quick, because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And Troy in audio, I see your comments there. Hey, can I join? Yes, you can. You can join. Leave us a comment there where you just left the comment. You can join the Mornings in the Live community by subscribing, by join the community at Join. There you go. And you've joined as well. So, which is, music lover. Yes, at Join. I'm a music lover as well. You're hanging out with myself, John Anderson, and Jones Loflin. Hey, Jones, what's with all the names, man? And so you got 3 last names, first names. Your wife has a bunch of, so did you, when you were looking for your partner, how long have you guys been married, first of all?
Well, 35 years. Mm-hmm. So
was it 36 years ago? Okay, I got to find a lady with like 700 names so we could just kind of be.
Oh, it's too. You're giving me too much credit here
because you need a system, right, Johnny? He's like, I got to find a system.
Well, you got to go back in history. You got to go back in history with my family. My grandfather was named Rutherford Hayes Loflin. So we're not a real creative lot. We just kind of take what's there. And so, no, my dad's name was Wiley Jones Loflin as well. And so and what was ironic about that is that's 3 last names. And yes, they're family names from history. But then I married someone who had 3 first names, Lisa, Yvette, Brian. Ironically, Jesus. I never knew that. We had been married 9 years, guys, when somebody said to me, hey, do you know that you have 3 last names and your wife has 3 first names? I'm like, nope, didn't know. Never thought about it. So that's the history. Sorry, nothing grandiose.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good. Hey, Jones, before we get to rapid fire, can we have some fun with you with Warren Buffett? Are you a Warren Buffett fan?
Absolutely.
So Warren Buffett, guy's 93 years old. And I tease this at the top of the show here today. We have all these humans now. So I'm 53, Johnny's 53, Jones, you're 52, 58, and I'm joking, and yet we hear all from these longevity experts that are, and it's funny because longevity, right? Yeah, so I want to go lean into longevity. Actually, that's 20 or 30. Well, fuck, the guy hasn't lived very long. So, but yet you got Warren Buffett, who's 93 years old. I think he might be the ultimate longevity expert. Think about this, right? He's sharper than most CEOs half his age, and I want to break down Buffett's 5. We're talking systems, 5 daily habits that actually matter. So. Here's the crazy thing, right? Is that he crushes. Jimmy, number one, habit 1, stock market breakfast decision. Buffett's breakfast choice is tied to stock performance. Stocks are up. He crushes Johnny. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Stocks are flat. He just goes to sausage, egg, and cheese. Stocks down, 2 sausage patty, eliminating decision fatigue and creating external structure for daily choices. And then for his next habit, his breakfast routine, the 5 Coke system. 3 Cokes before work, 2 more throughout the day, 60 ounces and 700 calories of pure consistency. So again, this guy lived for 9 to 93. And Johnny, we talk about people are eating all the time, right? And I'm going to give you guys the simple longevity hack in a few moments here of what is actually and what he leaned into, Johnny, his non-negotiable every second day. Habit number 3, simple heavy meals. Anderson, 22-ounce steaks, Dairy Queen chill dogs, ice cream with snowstorm levels. And his key, no complex meal planning. No decision fatigue, just simple choices every single day.
But here's the one thing I just got to jump in. This is not a diet that obviously we would condone, but what this guy has that most people don't, he has like a vibrance and a passion for what he does in his life that like overpowered a guy that's just going to a 9-to-5 job, not inspired. This fucking diet would kill him, literally kill him.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
It's like he has the will to live. It's like, when someone wants to live, like, and it's deep in them, it's amazing how resilient the body is.
Well, and here's what I love. So out of all the bad food choices that Buffett makes, and Warren, when you're listening to our show, I'm teasing you on all this. Johnny, he has one non-negotiable that I hope everybody ears go up with what I'm going to say next, because everybody wonders what the longevity hack is. And I can eat this. Can I eat that? Can I do this? Can I do that? His non-negotiable every single night, 8 hours of sleep.
Yep. There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Man, part of my system, Jones, I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Good.
Period.
He never sacrifices rest for meetings or social events. Mm-hmm. It's his foundational habit that makes everything else possible for his entire life. So judge all you want for how he eats. And I'm just offering this up to all of our listeners, Johnny, because we know our listeners struggle with decisions throughout the day. And I thought this is a great conversation to have with Jones, because systems. But at the end of the day, he has one absolute non-negotiable. He gets his sleep in. And I thought that was quite pivotal.
Yep, so. Absolutely. Sleep and that drive, that will to live. I mean, shit. Most people are set. They don't have that will because they just love what they're doing, and they don't get their sleep. And then they put the poor diet on top of that. Next thing you know, they're spending their whole goddamn life in a doctor's office.
Mornings Alive with Keith John and our guest, Jones Loflin. Jimmy, let's do some rapid fire so we can walk Jones out of here for the rest of the day. Jimmy, let's get after, brother. All right. I got some rapid fire questions for Jones Loflin before you get out of here today, brother. Worst circus act to represent your Monday morning meetings?
Worst trapeze act.
I know the answer to this one. Paper, planner, or digital calendar? Actually, I don't. What do you use today? Paper or digital?
I'm digital.
Are you digital? Yeah, okay. If bees could talk, what would you say about human productivity? What would they say?
You guys suck.
One word to describe your email inbox.
Organized.
And what's your snooze button record, brother?
3.
Oh, I got to get a button for that one, brother. 3, eh? Okay, that's not too bad. Jones Loflin, you've been a blast, man. Your energy, the way you have made time go by so fast. Where can my audience connect with you, find you, engage with you, and work with Jones Loflin?
Well, you're kind, both of you. JonesLoflin.com, of course, is the website. The book that we talked about today, Focus as a Bee, focusasabee.com. But all my books are available on Amazon as well, so they can go there. Would love for your listeners to connect with me on LinkedIn. I put out a lot of content there related to the kind of things we talked about today. You just go in and type my name, 2 last names, Jones Loflin, in LinkedIn, and connect or follow me. I look forward to the opportunity for us to do something together.
Awesome. Johnny, final word to you, brother.
I just got to say, brother, this was a great conversation, man. I could be talking to you all day. So I appreciate your time. And anytime a guest like you comes on and brings good value to the audience, I'm always appreciative. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you both for the positive energy you're bringing into the world first thing in the morning. Gosh knows we certainly need it.
Awesome. All right, Jones Loflin, guys, for everybody at Mornings in Live with Keith, John, and friends, we appreciate you, love you, and send a lot of gratitude for you too the rest of the day today, Jones.
Thank you.
All right, pal. All right, Jones is out of here, guys. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling here this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friend Jimmy.
Hey, brother, check this out. One of my pits must have got out. I can hear her freaking barking up a storm, wake up in the neighborhood. I got to put her in real quick. Let me give me 60 seconds.
I will reset hour 2, brother. I'll reset hour 2. It's hour 2. Oh, yes, baby. Hour 2 of Mornings in the Lab, the live morning show that refuses to let you coast, quit, or convince yourself. Convince? Is that a new what's the word I'm looking for? Accent? Is that a new convince yourself that later is the plan? We're coming in with my reset packed with entertaining conversation and mindset clarity for any man feeling stuck before 9 a.m. Still ahead coming up, the powerful breakdown, that one mindset shift that unlocked massive creative energy for me. I'm going to share it with you guys in a few moments. We talked about Buffett billionaire secrets. Yes, we talked about it. Yeah, the guy crushes fun food throughout his entire day, but he's got one non-negotiable: sleep, which is what unlocks it for him. And coming up in a few moments, guys, we're going to get into Andrew Huberman's method for mastering your energy, your focus, and mood, like a neuroscientist with a morning gym pass. And guys, remember, this is still an R-rated zone, so kids out, headphones in. We don't want to offend anybody. And Jimmy, I'm going to make my way over to the comments while Johnny's taking care of the dogs. And guys, you guys can join the conversation live right now on this show. 431-300-3005, just like the olden days. Yeah, the olden days. 431-300-3005. Neo Coles, I see your comment there. What's the point of doing all that health stuff? Well, to get up and get after it, brother. Yeah, that's what it is. To get up and get after it and have a good life. B-Drive, I agree with you, man. Jones Loflin was awesome. Bernard, I hope you guys connect over on LinkedIn. I think it would be in your best interest to connect. And hey, guys, I have an apology to my buddy Matt. Yeah. I have not prompted his show here today yet. I just don't know why. Maybe I'm just feeling not kind. All kidding aside, hey guys. Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern time, right here on the Mornings in the Lab channel and the Kindness Rising channel. The hostess with the mostest, Matt Roof. He gets after it every single day. Did you guys hear his show today? Oh yeah, baby. 7:30 Eastern time. He gets you up, gets after it, talks kindness. He puts positive energy in your brain to set you up for the big morning show going on here at 8 o'clock Eastern time with myself, John Anderson. Unfave Mateo, how you doing, brother? Good to see you there. Unfave Mateo here in the comments. Black people are a mess. BM, I see your comment as well. And Achoyan Audio, I see you as well. Hey, guys, I invite you guys to join the Mornings in the Lab community here. Remember, we are a free community. You guys can join the community. It doesn't cost you anything, or you can pay to get in as well. We got some wonderful paid options as well, $3, $15, and $20, like our members, Lady Drew and Adam Holroyd and Bernard and Global and the gang there over in the Mornings in the Lab community. Guys, we're going to get into Johnny. Jimmy, I want to go over to the MRI conversation, Jimmy. We'll get this one set up, Jimmy. So get the B-roll ready when I tease it up here. Johnny, I shared some shitty news with you a couple days ago. I guess it was Friday. Hey, that guy that ended up in that New York City hospital and he had that chain around his neck.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. Crazy news.
Got sucked into an MRI machine. Yes, and I know it's heavy news for a morning, and I'm not going to lean into the unfortunate situation that happened in New York, but it got me thinking. And my colleague, my rock Melissa, and I were talking, and she's like, "Let's just dig into this." Johnny, Get this, man. Here's a stat that's going to blow your mind. You're 1,500 times more likely to die in a car accident than from an MRI scan. The death rate, 0.000008% per procedure. That's 1 in 12.6 million. But people still die from MRI.
I would have totally. I mean, the odds of dying in an MRI machine versus, I mean, getting in a car is far more dangerous than people realize nowadays.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's Jimmy, unbelievable.
Jimmy, let's run this intro for the MRI machine discussion.
Crazy.
What if I told you that you're 1,500 times more likely to die driving to your MRI appointment than from the scan itself? Yet which one keeps you awake at night? Every year, millions of men avoid or delay critical medical imaging because of fear. We've been conditioned to worry about the wrong risks while ignoring the real ones. The anxiety around MRI safety has become more dangerous than the procedure itself. The numbers don't lie. When you understand the real science behind medical risk, you make better health decisions. You stop letting irrational fear keep you from potentially life-saving diagnostics. Your health deserves evidence-based decisions, not fear-based avoidance. Get the scan.
So I thought I'd lead into this conversation for a couple minutes, you guys, around the MRI machine. So I found fascinating with this was the guy was in the hospital and he was not supposed to go into the MRI room, but I guess somebody was in there and he ended up in there with a metal chain around his neck. And he got sucked into the MRI machine.
I mean, there's a little bit of incompetence there with the people in the hospital.
Yeah. So I did some digging, Johnny, and there's the four main categories of MRI related hazards. And get this, include projectile effects, implant complications, radio frequency burns, and acoustic damage. But the projectile effect, this one freaked me out, man. The projectile effect, also known as the missile effect, occurs when ferromagnetic objects are pulled toward the scanner at high speeds, potentially causing like catastrophic injuries like implant related risks, pacemakers, like clips or stuff that's in the room.
I just was in a place because Terry's shoulder, remember, she had to get surgery. So I had to get an MRI.
Yes.
So, I mean, we couldn't even go in the room without them like drilling us with, okay, look, everything that's metal has to be out here.
It's incredible to me. Yeah.
Because I mean, you figure if everything with metal's on the outside of the fucking wall, if something goes haywire, it's not going to be loose in the room where the magnet is.
Yeah. So the timeline of documented MRI-related deaths shows several distinct patterns. The earliest recorded death occurred in 1992. A 74-year-old woman died from hemorrhaging after an aneurysm clip in her brain shifted. And then, Johnny, the most well-publicized incident occurred in 2001 when 6-year-old Michael Colombini died at Westchester Medical Center in New York after an oxygen tank was pulled from across the room by the MRI crushed.
Well, and that's what I mean. They can't be in the fucking room. If the shit is on the other side of the wall, you know, I think the person in charge, like when we were there was a lady that was in charge of that room. You know?
Yes.
When we came in, she was like double checking what the person on the outside of the room already did. That's a protocol. That's a system that keeps people from getting speared with God knows whatever metal may have got into the room.
That's the system, all right. That's absolutely a system, all right. Okay, so guys, if you're going for an MRI, just follow the rules. Simple as that. You could die. People have died. You know, the odds are low that you will, but the reality is you can die in an MRI, and we just dug into kind of a little bit of that conversation there.
You know, but just in the defense of the everyday man, right? You're going into a place like this, and it could be a hospital. There's plenty of other places where you're going there for help and care. You're kind of going in with the idea that you're going to be told what to do.
Yes.
You know, go to the waiting room. Okay, go to this room. Do this, do that, do the other. So you're not in there making decisions.
No, you got to be listening to what somebody's telling you for the decision.
And if somebody's not telling you what to do, you're just kind of doing what you might think is best. Well, wearing a fucking chain in that room somehow is what this dude thought was best.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the 6-year-old, I got to laugh here. Back to Buffett, Johnny. Warren Buffett's approach was, because he's a data guy, right? And, you know, we would refer to the 6-year-old kid. You know, he's like, Buffett's comment is, when I look at the mortality rates of 6-year-olds, they have the lowest mortality rate in the world. And you know how 6-year-olds typically eat, quote unquote. He's like, yeah, so I'm going to eat like a 6-year-old. So hence he crushes all the crappy food like 6-year-olds.
But a 6-year-old has a fucking like a will to go play fucking trains or whatever.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't had the will hasn't been beat out of them yet.
No.
You know, it's like if you think it just down to like a cellular level, when a human being really, really wants to survive, you know, it's crazy what they can do versus when, you know, like we're talking about Ozzy, right? All of a sudden his purpose was kind of over. He played his last gig and he just kind of drifted away. I mean, it sounds like he kind of was ready to go, you know, but
I think
you take that thing away and that will to live is gone.
Yes. I agree. I'm absolutely with you. And over to the comments here. Unfor Mateo, I see you there. Yes, I absolutely remember you. How have we been? Still remember finding your channel back in September last year. Unfor Mateo, you got yourself Johnny Anderson. Unfor Mateo, I see you there and glad to have you back on the channel. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And B Drive, when I had an MRI twice, it was in a mobile unit that comes to the hospital. Yes. That's just interesting stuff around MRIs, which is absolutely the case. Hey, Johnny, so we are protein guys here. You and I both are all about protein. We talk protein here on the show, but we've also talked a little about peptides as of late. And I found awesome discovery so significant, it's rewriting the rules around protein and revealing principles that every man listening to this morning routine live stream needs to understand. We have evidence-based insights straight from Harvard and the Smithsonian, published in one of the most prestigious journals in the world. What they discovered is going to give you a completely new framework for your health, relationships, business, and legacy. Jimmy, let's get this rhino protein discussion started, brother.
What if the most valuable information in your life could survive conditions that would destroy everything else around it? What if breakthrough discoveries weren't about finding something new, but about looking deeper into what everyone else had written off as impossible? Every day we're told that our efforts won't last, that our systems will fail, that time destroys everything valuable we try to build. We accept that persistence has limits, that preservation is temporary, and that breakthrough thinking requires starting from scratch. Not for years or decades, but across geological timescales that redefine persistence itself. This breakthrough reveals the secret to building systems in your life that don't just survive. Today, discover how to apply the principles of extreme preservation to transform your goals, relationships, and legacy into something truly unbreakable.
Guys, if you're serious about personal development, about building morning routine habits that stick, about creating systems that with your daily accountability partner that work, what we're going to share with you right now might be quite substantial to make your preservation possible. Guys, scientists just recovered proteins, Johnny, 18 million years old. 18 million years old, proving that valuable information can survive far longer than anyone imagined when protected by the right structures. Now get this, they use some liquid chromatography to extract these protein segments. And what I found striking about this is that you've always talked, you know, at least since we've been hanging out, around how, you know, just the basic principles of man and hunting and food and what we all,
yes,
right? You know what I'm talking about? Get into that for a second, brother.
Well, I mean, if you think about our bodies, right?
Yes.
Our body's number one thing is to survive. That's all it wants to do. It wants to survive to tomorrow. Because if you and I went far enough back in time, that's all if we lived to tomorrow, we were winning.
Well, it's interesting because I'm going to jump in with you because the proteins they recovered, Johnny, you just said it, they still reveal diet, disease, and biological traits of creatures from tens of millions of years ago. So when you build the right protective structures, information doesn't just survive, like you said, it continues providing value across these impossible time scales. So all the things that you talk about in many ways are related to this today.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, it's not like as we know, I'm not a fucking rocket scientist. It's not like I'm just looking at, what do? I fucking boil shit down.
Yes.
Okay, I need to manipulate this body. Well, let's understand this body.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And if I understand this body and how to make this body do what I want it to do based upon its programming, that's the best way I'd say to people, look, if you want to perform, you want your body to perform, you must use it inside of its design. If you ask it to perform outside its design, it's not going to do what you want it to do. A 4x4 is designed to be off-road. You put that fucker on a Formula One track, it's not going to perform, or vice versa. Well, the body is the same thing. You've got to ask it to work within its design. To process food, you're asking it to perform basically with a fuel source that's not its design.
Well, and what I liked about, because again, we talk protein here, and we've been talking much about peptides lately, and Johnny, they're linked. So lean into the discussion on how peptides are linked to the proteins and why they're linked. Just tease out a little bit for our audience, Johnny.
Well, I think the thing with what, I mean, the thing that's still so confusing for people about peptides is that peptides are basically the majority of them. Now they've identified 7,000. I just found, I thought it was 7,000.
Yeah.
So the average peptide is somewhere between 50 and 200 amino acids. And it's basically like it's a strand of messages. And that strand of messages already exists in your body. This strand of messages is just saying, hey, let's do a little bit more of that. And so really when it breaks down, if we're just a bunch of fucking amino acids, a bunch of messages all fucking wound together. And, you know, like we're talking about this protein that was discovered from way back when, the peptides that they're discovered in that protein, not terribly different than what we're looking at in terms of where we are now. I mean, granted, it was a different creature, so it's like the structure, so to speak, is very similar.
Yes. Well, and that's why I wanted to pull it up, because when I was reading about the proteins and doing my own research on this rhino discovery of proteins, and dude, I saw rhinos in Africa a number of years ago. What a magical species! Obviously, we're not. Yeah, and we're not. And I saw
you can't put it. You really don't understand it until you're standing next to it.
Yeah. Have you seen one in real life?
Yeah.
Crazy. And I was very fortunate to see a very rare white rhino at the rhino.
No shit.
Yes,
dude, that's like a fucking unicorn, dude.
It is. I thought I was looking at a fucking dinosaur. Like I swear.
Well, I was gonna say, because you hear people say, you know, like I got a buddy, we call him the white rhino.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he's like a kind of like a, you know, you don't want to call a big strong guy a fucking unicorn. It's a little weird. But it's kind of like calling him a unicorn as a rhino, you know, in a rhino state, you know.
Very, very cool. I swear I was looking at a dinosaur. Hey, Johnny, we got John Petrocelli joining us in the comments this morning. What's Petro? Johnny, he's the bullshit guy. I'm having coffee with the bullshit guy later today. John Petrocelli, who's joining us this morning in the comments. Good to see you there, brother. Good.
Hey, you know who I'm doing a podcast. It's not today, maybe tomorrow, this week with Jonathan Bannister.
Oh yes, there you go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun rapping with him. You know,
that's awesome. We're looking forward to getting Bannister into the show here with us on an upcoming third hour. That's really great. You guys are connecting there over on. You're jumping on his show.
Yep.
Awesome. When are you guys setting it up?
I know I want to say it's not today. Maybe it's this week.
Beautiful. Yeah. If you guys haven't found Jonathan Bannister's show at Top Serve Digital, I invite you guys to check that out with Jonathan Bannister, and Johnny Anderson is going to look into getting on that as well. All right, Jimmy, let's get into the Andrew Huberman discussion, the morning science to mastering energy, focus, and mood, and then we're going to come back and get into what's unlocking my creativity. So, Jimmy, let's run the hook with this Andrew Huberman segment.
Real quick on Huberman. Yeah. He actually just came out recently and said something about peptides. Like he was saying something that peptides is like the wedge between humans and, well, you know, basically modern medicine, because, you know, modern medicine, you know, peptides is asking the body to heal itself versus, you know, taking some sort of a pill or potion it's just dealing with a symptom.
I saw that same clip, which has encouraged me to lean into it a little bit more, because obviously Huberman has great science knowledge, great science experience, and he shares much of it on the Andrew Huberman podcast here. So, Jimmy, let's run the Huberman opener, and let's get into the discussion, Jimmy.
What if the first 90 minutes of your morning could literally reprogram your brain chemistry for the next 16 hours? And most successful men are unknowingly doing the exact opposite. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But you're trapped in a cycle that fights against your biology. Scientists have identified specific timing protocols that can transform energy, mood, and performance. But they're the opposite of what most people do. 4 simple, evidence-based adjustments to your first 90 minutes can eliminate afternoon crashes, improve sleep quality, and create sustained energy without relying on stimulants or willpower. Stop fighting your biology. Start working with it. Your best day begins with your next morning.
All right, guys, we're talking Andrew Huberman's science-backed ideas on how to get up and get after it and master your energy, focus, and mood. And guys, listen, much of this is not going to be new. It's going to be repetitive to much stuff that Keith John talk about. But because Huberman's saying it, you guys all might be going, well, if Huberman's saying it, and Billis is saying it, and Anderson's saying it, and Buffett is saying it, maybe there's truth to this. So we're gonna lean into this conversation over the next few minutes. And John Petrocelli is voting John Anderson for NASA trainer, and John Petrocelli coming in saying the science and culture of bees goes far beyond what I imagine. I'm with you there, Petrocelli. Absolutely. All right, fellas, let's get into this one here. So I want to break down the 5 science-backed shifts that could completely rewire your morning. And again, guys, my hope and my goal is Keith and John talk about this enough on a daily, weekly basis that some of this trickles into your mindset and you make some changes. So let's get into it. First of all, Huberman talks about sleep first, always.
Oh my God, yes.
Buffett talks about it too, man. The quality sleep, non-negotiable. Deep sleep, rest, regulate everything from metabolism and immunity. And Johnny, he talks about this, and I'm gonna lower the bar for everybody because I know you're pretty diligent on getting to 100%. I work really hard at 100%. But Huberman says aim for 80% consistency. So even if you guys can't get to 100, at least try for 80. Now here's my worry with that, Johnny. Just gonna call it out there, is when people think at 80%. They feel like they can take the rest of 20% off in life. And that just makes me nervous because 20% trickles into 30%, 40%, 50%. So while I'm not asking you to be 100, the whole idea of just accepting that 80 is good enough sometimes make me nervous. You follow me there?
Yeah, I think, and this is where I think the numbers kind of fuck people up.
Yeah.
Let's not focus on the number. Let's focus on your effort. Because if you're given a good effort and maybe only hit 80, well, that's all you could do. Be happy with that. If you're putting in a good effort, sometimes you're going to hit 100.
Yes.
Be happy with that.
Well
but
said.
if you're focused on a number, what you're really doing is giving away a lot of progress. I mean, numbers are a metric that can be really helpful, but they can't be that fucking top of the list. They're distracting in so many cases.
Yeah, numbers are just another tool, guys. They're a number. They're not.
It's a supportive metric. It's not the primary.
Yeah, absolutely. Huberman else talks about, guys, when you get up, get after, get outside. 5 to 10 minutes outdoors, no sunglasses, no windows. What it'll do is it's going to jumpstart your cortisol pulse, going to set that circadian rhythm and tell your body when to produce melatonin later. Morning light equals evening sleep. I will admit I'm not the best of it with my morning light. I do have some indoor lights, and I got to be honest, Johnny, I was actually looking into some people I've talked to in the past about biocentric lighting. Might want to be sponsors of our show because you and I get up when the light's not up. So there might be some value in having some of those biocentric folks.
Well, that's an interesting point because obviously morning light is a big part of the circadian rhythm.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it does.
But I think that there's other elements, like I never get my morning light. And if I did get my morning light, it's fucking 3 hours after the fact.
Yes, I know you. Yes.
And so, but I feel like my rhythm is really nailed down. It's minus that piece. But I think there are so many other parts of the equation that you can grab a hold of. You don't have to hang on that one.
Well, here's what interests me about the sleep, about the light though part, pal, because I think you and I might be, and I'm just going to offer this up there to our audience, we might be good purveyors of that information for biocentric lighting companies. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You got Keith and Johnny here leading and influencing the community every single day, right? So if anybody out there is looking to, have guys test out some of your lighting solutions, because we both don't get up with light, and it is certainly a gap in my world, and I know Johnny's as well. I'd be open to that, and I know he would as well, because he's the human experiment. So maybe if we tried some light out, maybe you're like, I'm seeing some differences in this. So I'm just playing the maybe game. Johnny, the other one is here, I don't know if I can say the word properly, but delay the caffeine. Here's something too that Huberman talks about often, and I suck at this: delaying caffeine by 60 to 90 minutes. Let adenosine clear out naturally.
Adenosine.
Adenosine, thank you. Let adenosine clear out naturally before the caffeine blocks it. That's how you dodge the dreaded 2 p.m. crash. Teach me about adenosine, Johnny.
Well, I mean, I'll be totally honest.
Yeah.
I don't have the 2 p.m. crash.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah.
And so that's one of the, as Huberman started bringing all this stuff to the table, I started attacking my problems.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't know a ton about adenosine. I actually know more about a compound called adenosine monophosphate, which is basically, it's a performance enhancer. And what it does, this is two different things, but I'm just letting you know. Ultimately, what it does is it enlarges arteries so that you can basically have better blood flow.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know what straight adenosine. I know adenosine has a big factor in how your body operates in performance wise, but I'm not sure what he's talking about in terms of which direction that's supposed to be going. He's talking about letting it clear out.
Yes.
Like it needs to get out of the way. But I'll be telling you to be totally candid and honest. That's not one of the things I really dug into much, because I always look at a symptom. Okay, here's my symptom. Let's go back to what I can do to fix the problem. If I don't have a symptom, I'm not looking at my clients have the symptom being too, and I handle it not with this. I handle it with an eating schedule.
Gotcha. Hey,
So,
guys,
on that level, the last thing I would say is on that level, I think if you got a really healthy lifestyle, this is a smaller detail.
Yes. And Sullivan, B Drive Global, I see you guys' comments. I'll get to them in a couple of minutes here. And then Huberman also talks to me, and he talks about this often, which is the cold shower. Cold exposure equals natural dopamine.
Yep.
Now, I've given you guys a bunch of things to put on the table, and some of these things might work for you. Some of these things might not work for you. But the real win is finding what works for you and stacking habits daily. And that's how you're going to shift from being reactive to proactive. So something I would invite you to consider. If you're struggling with the snooze button, if you're struggling with just certain parts of your lifestyle, maybe take some of the things that I just threw at you from Huberman. Maybe ditching the morning coffee, maybe trying a cold shower, maybe getting up and getting into light, maybe getting outside. Maybe these things work for you, maybe they don't. I know that, I use some of these tactics. I know Johnny does, but not all of them, because I have found what works for me and my human, but I do it on a habit stacking way every single day. Johnny.
And I think if I was to put something on the table that could, all these are great.
Yes.
But you know me, I like to, let's pick one thing that's going to have a lot of mileage.
Yes.
Set fucking bedtime.
Well, you know
if your body knows when it's time to go to sleep, that's so powerful.
I'm actually really glad you went there, because as we wrap up your time here with you this morning, it's a great way to bring it back to Buffett. The guy,
he wasn't doing a whole lot of the right shit, but the few things he did was working.
Let's lean back into it. He's done nothing on the list that, listen, guys, in the world right now, Andrew Huberman is a highly respected scientist, highly respected neuroscientist. A lot of people lean into what Huberman says, and I got a lot of respect for Andrew. And Andrew, if you ever by any chance listen to the show, Keith and Johnny would love to have you on it. But it's not lost upon me, and I'll share some laughter with my brother from across the room here, Johnny. You look at Huberman's list, and then you look at Buffett's list, they're completely different. But the one common denominator is sleep. So if you can do nothing on Huberman's list and you can do nothing on Buffett's list, if there's one thing you can do, guys, and I myself, I don't want to preach, but I'm going to preach and I'm going to lecture and I'm going to mansplain, because I've been leaning into it myself. And
mansplain, I gotta remember that.
And I just feel like if it's working for me, I just really want to influence the fuck out of everybody else, is sleep. Oh my God, it is such a game changer, man. Oh,
I mean, just the other day I was explaining how I had a bad night's sleep, and it completely, everything else was in check.
Yeah.
That bad night's sleep, I wasn't myself, like, at all.
Yes. Johnny, let's get to the comments before we go. Mike Sullivan, one of our regulars in the community here. Great question from Mike, coming in saying, we're talking peptides. Is that why peptides aren't FDA approved? They bump up against traditional meds, sort of like the rift between holistic chiropractic that treats the root versus surgery and pain meds. Mike, that's a really good analogy.
Well, because you can't, they're having a difficult time patenting something that already exists in the body.
Yes, that's exactly. But I like his analogy, right? Because we know, Johnny, chiropractors have kind of there's a perception.
A little bit more of a holistic approach.
Exactly, right? So put it over there, right? And then you got peptides, put it over there. So Mike, I really love your analogy with that.
But real quick, on that level, you got to remember there's medicine and then there's holistic.
Yes.
Peptides are basically using science technology.
Yes.
But it's not herbs and shit. It's like, okay, these are the fucking nuts and bolts of the body. Let's just fucking put stronger nuts and bolts in there.
There you go. There you go. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. And we got Bernard coming in. At the end of the day, the signals being sent are your frequency, and being returned by bees is effectively proven. There you go. And Global comes back saying white rhino and rhino often refer to different species of rhinoceros. You're absolutely right, Global. And I was fortunate to see both of them. I saw the white rhino in Africa at the Lima Conservancy, at the Lima Conservancy over there.
Dude, and that's the fact that you actually saw a white rhino in person. It's kind of nuts, dude.
It's cool, man. It's absolutely cool. And we got Global, and you know what? This is great. Global's comment. You'll love this one, Johnny. Numbers on a clock matter. No snooze. It's funny, right? Because on a clock there is no snooze. Yet we somewhere in society have found our way to put snooze in there. Morning, Jay. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you there in the comments. And then Global crashing in the afternoon called power naps. Yes, exactly. Go get it. Go for a nap, Johnny.
Good. I take a nap every day at 11 o'clock ish.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is some of them, they might be 15 minutes. It's crazy. I almost can feel myself dip in and come back out. I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah.
It's not a huge investment of time. I would say if literally 30 minutes is pretty much encapsulates the whole thing for me on a regular basis. And that includes me getting undressed, getting in bed. I don't just lay down. I fully take a nap.
You know, right? Maybe we need to work on changing folks' words, because what you're telling me is you're going for a 30-minute meeting with yourself.
Yeah, I'm committing to getting a few minutes of recovery so that I can have an amazing second half of my day.
Yeah, or as Jones Loflin would say, is an intermission. But yet, Johnny, we have so many folks, and I have been one of them over my lifetime, which is run to the next, run to the next, run to the next, run to the next, run to the next. Hold on a second here. Why is my inbox your schedule? I want to have 30 minutes for myself. Go for a nap.
Well, you know, and part of the fun for that whole thing is there's certain things I want to get done, and I try to get to that kind of that point in my day where it's like, okay, I've got this, I've got the stuff that's time sensitive out of the way. Boom, I take my nap, then I come back to what I'm doing. It's almost like a different gear. Like yes. I work in my business primarily in the first part of the day.
Yes.
I work on my businesses in the second part of the day.
Yes. Hey, Johnny, so I have one more topic on the table here. If you have 3 or 4 minutes, why don't you stick your let's stick around with it. Because I know you're gonna love this one, because I know you subscribe to this one as well. But I know if you've ever found yourself stuck, endlessly tweaking a project, waiting for it to be just right, someday, one day, the conversation we're going to share with you right now is going to be a game changer. Jimmy, let's run this clip so we can get into it, because we're going to dive into the perfectionism trap and how I unlocked my creativity when I made one change, Johnny, and you're seeing it every day on the show. Jimmy, let's do it, brother.
I love it, dude. Love it.
What if everything you've been told about creativity and innovation is completely backwards? What if the biggest breakthroughs don't come from waiting for lightning to strike, but from something much more practical and within your control? Most men hit a wall when they need creative solutions for their biggest challenges. They feel stuck, frustrated, convinced that innovation is reserved for a select few creative types. They wait for inspiration that never comes, watching opportunities slip away while feeling creatively inadequate. The most successful problem solvers don't rely on sudden flashes of genius. Instead, they've mastered a specific approach to building creative confidence through systematic practice and strategic experimentation. The breakthrough comes when you stop treating creativity as a talent you're born with and start approaching it like a skill you can Your next breakthrough is waiting. It's time to become the architect of your own creative explosion.
Guys, how many projects are sitting on your computer or on your desk or somewhere that are 90% complete but never shipped because they're not perfect? I have been one of those guys for a big chunk of my life, Johnny. This perfection isn't just about creative work. It's affecting your business decisions, your ability to innovate, and your creative energy. The research tells us, Johnny, that perfectionism is actually correlated with decreased performance. It impairs creativity because it creates this fear of failure that prevents decisions and risk-taking necessary for innovation. When I decided to do one thing, John Anderson, it unlocked everything for me. You know what it was, brother? Accepting progress.
Yeah, when you realize there is no perfection, progress is perfection.
The most successful creators and entrepreneurs aren't perfectionists. And guys, I'm going to lean into, and those that are paying attention to our show and come back to us daily, you are seeing every single day progress. There's no perfection here. right? And I'll be honest, as a human and as a builder and as an entrepreneur, for the longest time, Johnny, I was stuck trying to be perfect. And it wasn't until it was after ICUC and started building this that I had to realize that no, 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds. If I can do 2.5 pounds many times, I can get to the 45-pound plate. If I just walk, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And here's the thing. You know where the perfection lies? In the record of showing up.
Yeah.
We are perfect in our showing up.
Oh, I love that. I love
that's where you want something perfect, make a fucking perfect record of showing up. That's the perfection you focus on.
That's something to be said for the Iron Man kind of record, like the Cal Ripkens of the world, right? Like the ability to show up without anything getting in your way.
How fucking bad would it have to really be for you not to make it?
Yeah. So guys, I'm going to invite you to do this as we walk out Johnny here today. 2 strategies that you can implement today. First, establish in your head, and I'll be honest, guys, I've had to learn this myself, and I shared it with Anderson a couple weeks ago as I've been. This goes back to bedtime, right? Because I've learned your to-do list is never over. Right? No. It's never life is not done because the list is there tomorrow. No. So I've had to recognize what is done so I can go to bed. Instead, what is perfect. Right? There's a difference there. Oh, it's done now. I can go to bed and I'll get back to it tomorrow. Right? So establishing done rather than perfect. And then second, implement the daily shipping protocol. And you hear John talk about it all the time. He doesn't talk about the shipping protocol, but the things that he has to get done so he can move throughout his day. Right? So whether it's 4 little things, 5 little things, but it's getting something done, moving forward, getting something done, moving forward, getting something done, moving forward. Right?
That's it, baby.
Ask yourself this. What's the one project that's been sitting in your someday I'm going to get it done when it's perfect pile? Yeah, you heard me correctly. Look at your desk. I know there's a pile because I was that guy. I'll get to it when it's perfect. No, just just ship it right now. Do it today. Just get it done. It's back to going to the gym. It's back to going for a walk. I'm going to go to the gym or go for a walk when my shorts fit because they don't fit right now. Really? Right. So
just fucking do it.
Guys,
Nike summed it up.
Just do it. And celebrate progress over perfection. There is my creativity hack, and it exploded, guys. It exploded when I leaned into progress over perfection this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Johnny, today was fat. The last 2 days have been
good. Man. It was really good. I've been rocking, man. I've been absolutely rocking. I got a dump starting to poke its head out here, so we got to cut me loose.
The bear is walking out of the cave, and Johnny's walking out of the lab. Johnny, lots of love, brother. I love you. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, brother. Have a good loop. You got
it. All right. Let's get Johnny Anderson out of here. Jimmy, I'm going to look down into the comments before we get to the community corner. We got Global coming in. I can't draw is one sentence I refuse to believe. Just try and practice. Your style will shine. You know, Global, I can relate to you so much there. I can relate to you. I can't draw either, but you know what I do? I draw. So it's funny to hear. It's funny to hear me say that, but it's true. I can't draw. So what do? I draw. It's just like I can't run. I dislike running. I don't say hate because Johnny would kick my ass. But why do I run? Because I can't, or because I don't like it. I dislike it. It's my idea of leaning into progress over perfection. That's exactly it. All right, let's go here. I'm going to do this here, and all right. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host. I'm Keith Billis. This is Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. We get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself, John Anderson, and all of our lovely, lovely guests. See, Marty was going to join us today, but just the timing didn't work out here, so we'll hopefully get Marty in the lab here a little bit later this week. What a fun show, guys. We talked Warren Buffett's eating habits. Yeah, true story. What did we learn from that one, Jimmy? It doesn't matter what he eats. The number one thing he does is his non-negotiable is sleep. So, guys, if you want to, now Johnny's gone, I'll give you guys a hack. Eat whatever you want today, just get to sleep. No. Make good choices with your food and get some sleep. That's what you want to do. The non-negotiable is sleep, 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 sleep. We talked Jones Loflin and systems today on the show. What a wonderful conversation during our first hour. We really leaned into how systems move life forward, and Loflin was hanging out with us for that one. And then we just wrapped up our conversation with my creativity exploded when I made one, and I mean one simple mindset shift. Not two, not three, not four, one. One simple mindset shift changed everything for me. And what it was this idea of leaning into progress over perfection, because I sucked at it. I absolutely sucked at it. I was always waiting for something to be perfect. And I can tell you guys, I have plenty unfinished projects sitting in my digital folders, digital desktops, digital brains on many places that have squirrels all over them that aren't finished. So, all right. Well, listen, let's get to the final segment of the show here called the Community Corner. Jimmy, let's get the teaser going and let's get to the Community Corner this morning on Mornings in the Lab. There we go. All right. You guys want some kindness? Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern Time, right here on the channel with Matt Roof, 7:30 Eastern Time. Matt Roof. Guys, what if the key to more happiness isn't chasing success, but clapping for someone else's? What if the most valuable business lesson wasn't learned in a boardroom, but in a van? It's time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn and Substack on Mornings in the Lab. And today's stories challenge our definitions of growth, resilience, and real success. Guys, let's dig into some real talk from the community this morning as we get into it. All right, John Carver, he wants to multiply happiness, and no, it's not a gimmick. We found him on Substack. You want more joy? Clap, 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 clap louder for someone else. Well, John shares a mindset shift called mudita, the ancient principle of finding joy in other people's success. John argues that we lose years chasing big wins and envying others when real fulfillment comes from recognizing the micro successes in our own lives and choosing to celebrate others. Now, he's not saying it's easy, especially when you're struggling, but there's power. There's power in clapping for someone else while you wait for your turn. So here's my invite to you, nation. Here's my invite. Think of someone you know who's winning right now. And then I invite you to do this. Send them a message. Tell them you're happy for their success. Hi, I'm happy for your success. Yes, I am. Because at the end of the day, you're going to attract the energy you put out there. You're putting on negative bullshit, you're going to get negative bullshit back. True story. All right. Oops. There it is there. Yeah. Over to Substack, Jimmy. Let's go to Substack. Let's get in the car and drive on down the road to Substack. Bomp, bomp, bomp. Scott Britton. Scott Britton spent years chasing answers the traditional way. Strategy, research, non-stop thinking. But what changed everything for him was stopping. Yeah, it was stopping. He shares how a spiritual teacher taught him how to live in the question, a process of asking big, meaningful questions and creating space for the answers to emerge over time. He stopped expecting instant clarity instead. Instead, he built daily rituals around reflection, asking deep questions before workouts, during walks, and even before bed. Oh, man. The more still he became, the more insight came, not from Google, not from the gurus, but from within. So you write down those goals. Why not your biggest questions too? If you want more clarity in your life, you guys, I invite you, Scott invites you to trust the process and enjoy the journey. The insights you need will come at the right time. Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, keeping it over on LinkedIn, the guy who skipped the MBA and lived in a van instead, Anthony Vincino, says his real business education didn't come from a lecture hall. No, it came from sleeping in a van in downtown Oakland. No cash, no comfort, no plan, baby. That's where he learned how to urgent cash flow. That's where he learned how urgent cash flow is and how creative you can get when resources disappear and how real your network becomes when survival's on the line. That's a true story there as well. From discomfort comes discipline. From simplicity comes clarity. And from rock bottom comes a toolkit stronger than any syllabus. True business education about learning to thrive with less. So once you're happy with little, Anthony says you're unfuckwithable. Over to you, fellas. What are some of the best lessons you've learned from hitting rock bottom? Love to hear from you. Drop me a comment over on my Substack, over on LinkedIn, over on X. Yes. All right. When a woman wins, don't ask if it's real. Celebrate it. Yeah. Jimmy, I see your comment there. We had. I don't know we had what. Pascal Bergman's built her business, grew her brand, and earned every win. But instead of being asked about her work, someone asked her husband, is it real? Is it real? Or is it just for show? Is it just for show? That question says a lot, and it's not new. You see, women's success still gets met with women's success, unfortunately, it still gets met with suspicion. Well, men get the applause far too often for far less. Well, Pascal didn't stay quiet. She stood up and made it clear. Her success is real, earned, and unapologetic. So fellas, I invite you to do this. Let's just be better. Let's stop questioning how a woman got there and start celebrating the hell out of the fact that she did. That is leadership. That is respect. And that's the culture we're building right here on Mornings in the Lab. And guys, from clapping for others, all right, from clapping to others, to crashing in a van, from asking better questions to shutting down outdated stereotypes, this community corner brought the heat as it does every single day right here in the lab. What's the big takeaway, guys? Growth looks different for everyone. Look at what Huberman said. Look what Buffett lives. But respect, discipline, and curiosity, they never go to stop. So think about it, guys. Respect, discipline, curiosity. That'll get you in many places. So if you want your story featured right here on the show, on Mornings in the Lab, on the community corner, I invite you to follow us on Substack and LinkedIn and tag us in your next post. And guys, I also want to throw this out there as well. Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to do something on the fly with you here, brother. Can you head on over to our YouTube page, Jimmy, and go to the community tab? And can you pull it up on the screen for us so I can show the nation where we want to drive people to have a conversation? So, Jimmy, if you go on over to the Mornings in the Lab community page over on the channel and click on posts, you're going to pull up the community. And when you get that up there, let's put it up on the screen. Listen, we had a segment earlier, which is all about progress instead of perfection. I forgot to tell Jimmy I wanted to do this in the show today. But guys, I want to draw your attention to the community we are building right here in the lab. And it's right here on the YouTube channel. And you all can be involved in it. You all can post on this channel. You probably don't even know it. I didn't know it. I just learned it on the weekend, so I want to share it with you guys. We, Bernard, Adam, Lady Drew, Global, Jay, everybody in the community, we all can keep this show going when we're not on the show. Yeah, so there you go, Jimmy. So guys, there you go. Go on over to the Mornings in the Lab community, and I'm going to start spending more time there, and I would love to have you guys spend more time there as well. So when the show's over, we all can post content, post images, post polls, text polls, quizzes, and you guys can also be there as well. So let's do it together. Let's build the biggest community for folks to start their day. Guys, listen, glasses off. My ambition is not small. I'm creating the biggest morning show platform on the planet. So we are just getting started, and I just can't do this myself. We're all going to do it together. We're all the early risers. We're the OGs. So let's build up the Mornings in the Lab community right there on the channel, and let's get after it every single day. And I'd love to see you guys commenting on there. So who's going to be first? Who's going to be first today to contribute to the community? And I'm back there with you guys. So let's get after it. Let's keep getting there. And the Mornings in the Lab, it's free. Guys, it costs you nothing to commit to the community. Zero. Just zero. So I invite you guys to get in there. Thanks, Jimmy, for doing that. And we're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here before we do the creator spotlights. Global, busy as a bee, like a worker bee, got a bee in my bonnet for the spelling bee. I'll be the bee's knee, floating like a butterfly, sting like a bee to honey. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Global, you're awesome, man. Love idioms. And we got B Drive coming in with the yellow hearts. Okay, Jimmy. Wow, we got a lot of people showing up on the show here right now. I see all of you guys there in the feeds, which is awesome. Okay, Jimmy, let's do the creator spotlight. We're going to get after it here to close up our show here today. And we're going to start on LinkedIn with some guy named Derek. Jimmy.
They told him to shut it down or risk getting kicked out of school. Not a party, not a protest, but a late-night panini business. When the college dining hall closed at 7 and hunger struck after hours, he and his roommate turned their dorm room into a 5-star sandwich operation with Disney-level service and free delivery. It got so big, the university intervened. That spirit never left. He went on to build a 6-figure Airbnb business, stepped away to serve in Catholic ministry, and now runs a Christian coaching company, helping entrepreneurs build holy habits without burning out. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Derek McMonigal. From paninis to purpose, Derek's proof that discipline and faith scale. Follow him for real talk on faith, business, and becoming who you were created to be.
What stands out about Derek McGonigal isn't the business he's built. No, it's the music I'm playing. Boom! It's what he's been willing to walk away from. Yes. The guy left a successful company and took a ministry role at half the pay. You want to talk about purpose? Then he started over again, this time building around discipline, not income. Derek's choices tell you something. He doesn't just talk about faith and structure. He reorganized his entire life around them. We can talk about it all day on the show, guys. Systems and structure. Wow. And this guy, Derek, he's helped other people do the same, guiding over 150 people to build habits that support both their ambition and their spiritual life. If you are ambitious and just as serious about your faith as your career and business, Derek is the guy to know. Derek, here's how it works, brother.
Would love to have you on my show. True story. Would love to have you on the show in the community corner.
Would love to give you the big old light, the creator spotlight, so you can shine it on somebody in your orbit, Mr. Derek, and bring them to the community corner on the next Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and friends right here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. All right, Jimmy, let's go to the next one. Who are we celebrating next, Jimmy?
What happens when your whole world falls apart and you still have to hit quota? When your mind's racing, your past is heavy, and the pressure doesn't let up. Most people hide. He decided to write instead. From addiction recovery to sales leadership, from breakdowns to rebuilding, from surviving trauma to cracking jokes on stage. He's taken the pain, pressure, and PTSD and turned it into fuel for one of the rawest newsletters online. Mornings in the Lab is proud to spotlight Cody Taymor, a survivor, a sales exec, a stand-up comic, and a voice for anyone navigating ambition while healing. Follow Cody if you want real talk about performance, pain, and what it takes to stay human when it all falls apart.
Jimmy.
Cody Taymor. Yeah, he's been through addiction, trauma, and rock bottom. Oh yeah, he's a top sales exec who still wrestles with his mind. A writer who doesn't wait to be healed to speak up. A guy who's rebuilding without pretending it's clean or it's easy. He's not pretending to lead with answers. He's simply showing up to let what you know you're not alone and help you see what looks like to keep going despite all the shit you have to deal with. So Cody, here's how it works, man. You battled your addiction. You battled your trauma. You battled through rock bottom. And Cody would love to have you on the show to meet you, learn about you, and give you the creator spotlight to shine it on somebody in your corner on the next community corner, on the next creator spotlight. That's all about you and somebody in your orbit, Cody. On next community corner, the creator spotlight right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Guys, go find her to Substack, Kill the Silence with Cody over there on Substack. All right. Woo, baby. Show's almost over. Holy smokers, has it gone fast. Has it ever gone fast here today? But guys, the show's not over. The live experience is over, but our connection is not over. You guys can continue the conversation
With the phone. Yeah, with the phone line, 431-300-3005.
You can join our conversation by sending me a text. You want to talk about something on the show? You want to do it anonymously? Send me a text. Say, hey, Uncle Keith, yes. I want to talk about this. All right, let's do it. Send me a text, 431-300-3005. Or leave me a voicemail. That's what we used to do in the olden days. Yes, we leave voicemails. What a waste of fucking time. Oh, yeah. Or you can just call me live right now. Who wants to call live right now before we say goodbye? 431-300-3005. I'll take your call right now here on the show, and we'll say hello and bring you on the show. Or you can also keep this thing rolling by joining the Mornings in the Lab community. And Jimmy just had it up on the screen there. Head on over to the Mornings in the Lab channel. Click on the community tab, the post tab there. And drop your content. Drop your images. Drop your thoughts. Drop your questions. You too can contribute content to the Mornings in the Lab community. Not just me, not just Johnny, not just Jimmy, not just Melissa. You too can be a part of the community. So a community is only as good as those participating in it. So Bernard, Holroyd, Global, all of you guys, Lady Drew, I invite you guys to get into the Mornings in the Lab community with me. Hopefully I'll see you guys there today. I would love to help build this thing with all of us, frankly. And you'll see we're having some fun with some of the AI characters. Hey, speaking of AI characters, did you guys check out the short that I dropped yesterday? You guys are seeing some stuff we're making there. And I'm gonna tease y'all with something. The Mornings family. Yeah, you heard me. The Mornings family might be making an appearance somewhere in the universe on a future Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. All right, Jim, I think it's time to get out of here. Wow. Jimmy, what's going on tomorrow? What's going on tomorrow, Jimmy? Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's hump day, as Matt Roof would call it. But then again, if we're doing the morning loop, there's actually no such thing as a hump. We just hump every single day. Life expectancy work every single day right here in the lab. Every single day. Tomorrow we got Ciro. We got Ciro joining us. Ciro Casabian will join us here in at a new center stage time, 7:30, 8:30 Eastern time tomorrow right here in the lab. So we got Ciro Casabian joining us tomorrow on the show. And of course, myself, Johnny, and the entire gang are getting after it every single day at 8 o'clock. And Matt Roof will be here at 7:30 tomorrow Eastern time. Guys, don't come for me. Come for Matt first, and then we'll be here right after Matt. So come join the show. Get up, get after it. Here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to offer you a little bit of advice. If you get up and start your day with Roofy, you're already going to be 30 minutes ahead of the guy that isn't. So you get up, start your day with Roofy, and then you tell somebody, hey, man, I just joined this awesome show with Matt Roof. And then you get that guy to join you on Roofy's show, and then you're ahead of everybody else who's not even on this show yet. So just think about those kind of things. And B Drive, I appreciate all the sharing of the bees and the daily progress we enjoy daily here. Bernard, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much. Okay, well, listen, on behalf of the entire crew at Mornings in the Lab, everybody in the community, I'm your host, Keith Billis. I'm going to work my way out of here. Tomorrow, how your thoughts can control you. I'm going to give you guys some tips to break free. Guys, man, thoughts control all of us constantly, right? Just thoughts, pulling me here, pulling me there, pulling me everywhere. What am I doing here? What am I doing there? I want to give you guys some thoughts on how we can control our thoughts. What was that? I'm going to give you guys some thoughts how we can control our thoughts. Yeah, tomorrow on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time. On behalf of Jimmy and myself, I'm Keith Billis. I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to frolic out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.